Hi everybody, I'm Laurie from Laurie's Mechanical Marvels, and welcome to the Monday Club.
It's Monday, it's 7th, and the Bronx are fueled. It's time for the Monday Club, featuring your host, Jennifer Kirk, with the help of Puppet Monkey and a wizard called Gandalf. Featuring the sounds of the Glass-O-Eight Symphony Orchestra and the musical stylings of Gordon, the Music Maestro
of Sheffield. Order yours now with confidence. A big hello to you. How are you doing? So great to see you. I hope I find you well. It's Monday, and that means the Monday Club is on. And for those of you watching in 3D, ooh.
Yeah. And for those of you watching in 3D, how?
There we are, the green finger of doom. Doom, I say. So, absolutely, just like to say, we heard the terrible news this week that Bernie from Crossways Point Junction sadly passed away unexpectedly. And Bernie has been a great supporter of this channel. He's been a Patreon for an awfully long time.
And he's just been a lovely member of the community as well.
Absolutely, and that's been very important. A vital member of the community and will be so sadly missed. And we've decided that he is a Patreon at the moment, so we're going to keep his name in our Patreon credits, and he will have a forever credit in recognition of his generosity for the community. So we'll just have a moment of silence for Bernie at Crossways Point Junction.
Maybe turn the trains off as well.
Oh, I wish you'd have said that, but
just press emergency stop.
There isn't one. Of the loss of one of our very generous members of the community, Bernie at Crossways Point Junction. As we said before, he's been a long-standing patron of the channel and been very, very supportive of helping us to get the video content that you know and love out there. And we're going to make him a forever patron in recognition of his generous support. And he will be sadly missed. That's Bernie from Crossways Point Junction. So, in the news today,
we've got a fair amount of news, but our biggest issue right now is that we seem to be dropping out of connection every now and again. We're getting the spinning beach ball of doom.
Is that what people are saying?
Well, I'm watching it on the screen and people are saying that as well. I haven't seen the spinning beach ball, but I do know it's happening. So I think it's the weather or a connection, but I will be looking at that in a moment.
But we're bouncing between a really good signal and nothing, which says to me that that's the ISP messing about.
Yeah, there's something happening with the with Virgin, but I'll have a look around. Yeah, it's a bit laggy. I will look into it and see what's going on.
So there's a lot of people in the chat also expressing their condolences for Bernie at Crossways Point Junction, and unfortunately we're probably a source of news on this for some people who maybe haven't heard, so very, very deeply saddened to learn that Bernie passed away. I believe it was on Wednesday
From what I've heard, it was quick, which is probably the best.
So, who have we got? Ian O'Brien, Ruben Ashwell, Warbler Productions, Robin Silver, Houston WHAP, Sarah Davis, Ben Cooper, Flymo Chairman 1, Oswestry Road TMD, Yoza, Skipsy Trains, Gordon Hanning, Harry Sedgwick, Jerry BVR, Ruben Ashwell, Valleys 56XX, Spongate Junction, Zantec, Will Tucker, David, It's My Mother Railway, The Angels Modelling and Railways, Mousehole Rail, Southern Train Girl, Don Wollaston, Partick Hill Station, Patrick Ling, Trains with Nick, Iron Horse Railways. Hold on, let me get a run up for this one. Axuan92, who's Carlton from Canada. Big hello to you, great to see you.
Is it Axwan or Axwan?
I don't know, it's AQZUAN.
Axwan.
Okay. Fat Wallet Boy 2, Jennifer Horton, Ham Shackleton, Andy Stewart, Francis Alexander, Belmont Junction, Simon Trains Mother Railway Showcase, David Shaw, Malcolm Moore, Stefan Svensson. Big hello to you, great to see you in, hope I find you well. So we've got a great turnout again, and also we played the advert there for the Monday Club Wagon. They have finally arrived. I think we said this last week, but yeah, they're getting out there, and loads of you are sending me pictures, or at least sharing them on the Facebook group, and it's so great to see these wagons appearing on your layouts. But we've had an incredibly kind offer from Iron Horse Railways. That's Craig, been on the show, and Craig, of course, Iron Horse Railways does do weathering, so I'm just going to put up on screen his examples of the Monday Club wagon with some really quite crusty deposits on here.
I love how he's done the things inside as well, because after a while stuff breaks. So
I think it came like that.
So no,
I know there have been some issues.
No, look at what I'm talking about here. The thing is actually connected, but he's turned it there, snapped there with a bit left, and then the rest is dropped down. Yeah. It looks like the kind of thing that would happen when you use them a lot.
Yeah, it kind of owned the defect that it appears it may have arrived with. But there's some really...
this I just love. It's so well done.
So the offer from Iron Horse Railways,
so you get it right,
I will read out the offer that he has made
and
to
of course he also does
channel.
lighter weathering, so we get a difference. Yeah. Look at that.
And of course, contact him for a quote if free. And of course, if you want anything else weathering at the same time, then contact him for a quote. But there you have it, 3 different iterations of weathering. I don't know whether the one on the left is completely unweathered.
The one on the left is completely weathered. He's kept one normal.
So that's as they come. The next one along is a light weathering, so that's a wagon that's in good condition, that's in use, got a little bit of underframe dirt, slight bit of dirt on the sides, really starts to look lived in. By the time we get to the third one, and you're seeing a wagon probably towards the end of its life as a pal brick, and quite simply maintenance is at a minimum. They're being treated as expendable assets. So that's the offer from Iron Horse Railways if you want to contact him. And yes, Xantex, he does do Engage stuff, I believe. Again, contact him for a quote.
Yeah.
Ben Tullett says, mine arrived, looks great, loved the message inside the box when you open it. On one side saying, I think it was greetings from Weir Yard.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's from Mike. That was Ben. Ben Tullett, you highlighted more than just his comment.
Yeah, but I put that on because I realised, hang on, I have some extra space here when I'm designing this case, so I can do that.
Now you know who designed the box art.
I designed the box art, and then I had to design it again because I got it wrong.
We have an emergency. Stevie Film says, hello Jenny, Zoe and fellow clubber. Hey, what? A little later than I anticipated. Here he comes.
A Monday clubber is never late to the wagons, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Oh, thanks, Gandalf.
Thanks, Gandalf.
Big hello to Peachy TT120. He does rather, yeah. Wardle Road, good evening. Ollie says, evening all. Got my pal brick. Sadly, some parts had fallen off, but still a fantastic wagon.
The problem that it has is it's a very light model on some of the connections in order to get its scale size.
I think one of the problems is that the factory has not discovered the joy of glue. And this was fed back after the production sample that they kind of needed to break out a little bit more of that glue. But I don't think it's happened for some wagons.
Umbrella is your friend!
Yeah, what I would suggest is a very tiny dab on a cocktail.
I can confirm it has stopped.
So yeah, gone again.
Now we're back. We're back now. Guys, I am so sorry.
Can I just say, this is garbage, this. We go from an incredibly good bit rate all the way in the green with a high data transfer to suddenly off. That is a Vermin Media thing. They are messing
Someone
about.
is messing with our router or our connection.
So anyway, now it's on green. So this is a generous offer from Iron Horse Railways, who was a guest on last week's show. And what they have said is, when it crashed out because the internet connection went.
We are such a go-getting show here. We're full speed ahead.
It's gone and hidden it from me. How dare you?
Okay, let me just read it. If you care to mention it, I will weather any Monday Clubber and paid channel members' wagon for £5, basically just to cover return postage.
So essentially, you need to send it to him, but he will send it back to you, ready weathered, post free. And you've seen, we've shared some of the pictures there, so really nice. Jerry BBR says Billy's replacement router required. I think Billy's replacement internet service provider is required.
I'm getting angry with them now. Can
I just say, my parents ditched them when they moved house. They went, I'm not interested. They've been so bad.
If I could find anyone else that was fast enough, I would.
Are you saying that they're the only ones offering the kind
of
bandwidth?
They're the only game in town in terms of a fast, reasonable quality broadband.
It's the upload speed you see that we need.
That's our biggest thing. We're on 100 megabit per second connection. But when
we don't get it.
No, but when it drops out, we get none. Yeah, Zantec says, I'm on Virgin. I seem to have a good 24/7 connection. Our problem is we're in the middle of what should be a city, but we're a town. So we've got a city-size amount of needs, but a town-size amount of resources.
Yeah.
So our other thing about the Club Wagons is this very special announcement from KR Models.
So there's also going to be available some loads for the Power Brick Wagons. Seen here on your screen, we've got the early style Pal Brick on the left with the brick palletized loads in. And on the right, we've got the later, I think they were coil R or something like that.
It's coils.
So these are steel coils. And I'm just looking, in the forefoot of that point, there's a buffer. So you might want to remove that from your publicity photos. So we've got the
But it's
coil.
not a buffer from those, it's just a buffer.
I think it's from a fell. Those are from the later conversions. Some of them were converted to carry steel coils. Others became coupling match wagons. Our tumble of clowns seems reluctant to turn up, actually.
Yeah.
There's always a straggler, isn't it? And yeah, Ham Shackleton, the buffer did fall off.
Yes.
DJ K666 says, will KR be doing crates of speaker cones?
Well, we can but hope, but at the moment...
I might suggest that. We'll see what they say.
At the moment, what we've got is the option of bricks and coils, which KR are sending some over for us to distribute, aren't they?
Are they? No, I thought they're sending some over for us to show.
I thought it. Yes, that was it.
Right,
they distribute. I got my.
Can I speak?
Go on then.
So they're going to Rails of Chef. They're normally available as 3 packs, but they've offered single packs for Monday Clubbers. And now I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work. I think they're going to Rails, and you can order them from Rails. I don't think there'll be any great check as to whether you've actually bought a Monday Club Pal Brick. But they have talked about doing a single pack for Monday Clubbers.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Tim's Model Railway in different videos asks, do you know the song called The Riddle? I've heard of it by...
Do you know The Way to San Jose?
No, it's Nick Kershaw.
Right on Track says, Jenny, are you at Bristol show this weekend?
I am not, no.
Fair enough.
It's too far to go for me to be, unless I get an invite to kind of embed with a retailer all weekend. They cover the hotel and stuff. It's just not practical.
Valleys 56XX says, I'm on Virgin. I get consistent speeds for Ethernet connection for modem, but variable for Wi-Fi connection depending on the laptop I'm using. I think the Wi-Fi card in your laptop is a limiting factor. This is a desktop. We have a custom rig in order to stream the show at the right speeds, and we're on Ethernet. And it's still dropping out. There's something wrong at the router or at the local junction. And given the weather we've had, I would not be surprised if it's a local junction that's flooded.
I'll be honest, given that I know how bad they have been as an ISP in the past for us, I wouldn't put it past just their network being flaky.
Yes.
Ditch
the Virgin Media router if you can. Actually, that's a good idea.
Lil Goth, that's actually a good tip.
Yeah, we'll look into that. Thank you for that idea. Thank you.
Yeah, so all we need to do is copy all of the settings and then set up a different brand. Do we still have the BT one?
I don't know. Are we using Cat6 cable? What did Zach, our tech guru,
install? Zach, our tech guru, advises us that we only have Cat 5e. We do not have Cat. In fact, I think we've actually got Cat 5 in places.
To be honest with you, we don't really need it for anything. We only broadcast at 720p.
Yeah, we've reached the point in the development of our IT network where the limiting factor, strangely, is the cables. But our cables are hardwired into the house, and to replace them would be one heck of a job.
Yeah, we thought it was a really smart idea when we moved in to wire the house, didn't we?
It was. Can I just say...
It was 12 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, 12 years, gosh. Andy Stewart says, I got rid of my Virgin router, was rubbish. Yeah, we can attest to that, actually.
Yeah, it's not very good.
Nigel Cole says, BT offers 900 megabits per second, but I can't go for it yet, so I tied into their current contract. Oh, that's it. Worthington Mullerell says, do you have Starlink in UK? Low orbit satellites? I don't know.
I'm not giving all money to Elon Musk.
Yeah, he doesn't need it, to be honest with
you. He's a bugger as well. He turns stuff off when he's unhappy with people. And to be honest with you, I say too many things without thinking.
Do I? Well, right, you and him would get on well then, wouldn't you?
Hey, we've got a bottle of Diet Coke here. That's
hold on, you can have the flat stuff that you poured into mine. There you are.
We've got a bottle of Diet Coke here that doesn't have one of those stupid caps.
Joshua W56 says, I visited the Court of Justice today. Hope it was good. Partick Hill Station says, here is a question for everyone. Do you get a new brass cog? So how do you get a new brass cog into the Ringfield motor short of using a blowtorch to heat it? Is this sort of sliding it onto the shaft? I've had a lot of problems with this. They're pretty much an interference fit. And I've had to resort to tapping them in with a pin hammer. But getting the old ones out, I've actually had to, if you get a little bit of solder on your soldering iron, so it's a better conductor of heat, and then rest it on the old brass gear, then it does start to expand slightly, and then you can very quickly pull it off, but it ain't easy. I'll tell you now, it's not easy. I don't think there is an easy way. Yes, Iron Horse Railways also agrees with Zoe. I abhor those new caps on the coat. I think it's only a matter of time before somebody injures themselves on those. I think that
I've already done it.
I think they're dangerous. They leave you with a sharp shard of plastic.
Yeah, I've already done it. I've cut my hand.
Yeah. Oh, where there's blame, there's a claim.
Oh, I'm not that kind of person. I just whine on the internet until they change things. I got in the paper for that once. It wasn't the best day of my life.
How's that working out for you?
Funnily enough, I may have said things, and I said this at the time when I apologised for swearing at HM Revenue and Customs.
But everybody went, yeah.
I said it in the wrong way, but I was absolutely right, and they did change things. So, Jen, what's in the news?
I'm just... Valleys 56XX says Cat 5 cable is garbage. Hey, it used to be the fastest you could get, but that's what our house has actually got built in, which is a bit of a shame. The Tryheart says evening all. Why are you looking at games?
Because something just came up and I wanted to see what it was. I'm actually looking for a certain thingamajig from
Well,
Hornby.
everybody's enjoying your scroll through your... made you look!
You little burger! You little burger!
Oh, interesting. Gordon Hanning suggests put the new brass cog in the oven for about 15 minutes and it should just slide on. Although, just be careful you don't burn your fingers. Yeah, Iron Horse Railway says, I've already cut my hands several times on them. Stupid idea. Absolutely. Mark Tower says, I use a gear puller from Squires. So, in the news, we had a surprise announcement from Bachmann on Sunday. And this was trailed ahead. It's like, join us on Sunday for new unannounced announcement sort of thing. And everybody was like, oh, what's this about? And we all thought, maybe they got wind of another manufacturer. I nearly said, actually, well, I know of 2 models. I'm not telling you before people go, oh, go on, tell us. It's like, yeah, right. Let's get blacklisted.
One of them's the Mega Gronk.
Mega Gronk.
They've stapled 3 Gronks together.
Ooh. So is that like a class 24? Yeah, 24-3.
So yeah, Bachmann had made an
Yeah,
announcement.
and this was something actually I talked with a few people about. Yeah, Mark Towers, you're closer than you think there. But yeah, Holy War from the Quarry Hunslets. But this is something, it's not just model railways, and maybe I'm just an old fogey.
Yes.
Yes, but it's the way things are hyped up so much. Doesn't it get tedious where everything's a crisis or an emergency? Doesn't it really just desensitize people from a real crisis and a real emergency? But no, in the model railway world, we get these sort of events. We've got these events, and they make out like this will change your life. Be here or miss it. And it was a new Quarry Hunslet, albeit different
Configuration?
yeah, different configuration of tooling, and it's Holy War, which was, I believe, the very last Quarry Hunslet to run in Wales or anywhere commercially. She was on the uppermost level on the Denoric Quarry, which probably helped her to survive right to the end, because getting her down from there probably proved quite tricky. At one point, she was the highest shedded steam locomotive in the UK, and she's since ended up at Bala Lake. So entered preservation, one of 6 Quarry Hunslets on the Bala Lake Railway. And actually the Quarry Hunslets have fared very, very well in preservation. Russell Benton says, good job it's not a real emergency. My alert didn't go off. Yes, if you're in the UK, we had a test of this alert thing where your mobile phone, whether you want it to or not, gives you an alert, which is probably a good idea. But an awful lot of people never got the alert, and other people got it at weird times.
You do realise that was why they did the test.
Yes,
to see what was going to work and what needed changing.
Yeah, so we can't criticise it too much, because the whole point was that it was a test to see if it would work.
Yeah.
It didn't work, but it was a test, so that's okay.
The next one will probably work better.
So, just having a look. Oh, Alan Pollock, big hello to you, says, Jenny, I thought they were going to announce quad coaches along with Ellis Clark Street. Yeah, I did know, can I just say, and I'm not going to name the manufacturer, but I know that there was a second manufacturer who was quite put out when they learnt of that, because they've been working on the quad arts for a few months now.
What I actually thought Bachmann were going to announce was that thing you were telling me about, their version of Bluetooth.
Yeah, well, I thought it might be that they were going to dip their toe in the water with Bluetooth. Now, Bachmann, about 7 years ago, just shows that the Bluetooth control is not a new thing. Maybe it was very much ahead of its time 7 years ago. Didn't really catch on, but Tam Valley Railroad, which is an American company that does things, amongst other things, DCC control, developed what they call Blue Rail. And it's still in use, and it's actually the system that Soundtrack's licensed. So I'm yet to find out whether the Blue Rail app that I use for the Soundtrack's Blue Army decoders will also run the Bachmann Blue Lightning trains that they brought out about 7 years ago, and whether they would appear in that the software. So I know where I can lay my hands on one. I will inquire about this. But we thought that they might be relaunching that off the back of the interest that's been absolutely generated by the Hornby HM7000 release. There's a lot of talk and chatter online. A few people who've latched onto well, I suppose it would work, and started to take the hump, because if you use them on a DC controller turned to the max, then there are certain situations where it can blow the decoders.
Well,
and this isn't a new thing. The CV29 thing is something that it's always been known. You can turn on DC running, but as you don't use them with a NAF ye olde controller or some homemade jobby that could end up spiking your decoder. And usually it's when a short occurs. And I think people latched onto this, and then Hornby marketing kind of got a little bit carried away, and now, because there's been, I suppose, nobody's quite sure whether it's a widespread thing or whether a few people have been very good at amplifying their problem on social media. I'm not clear on that. Certainly some people are talking about having blown decoders. What was I talking about?
The way people had amped up their...
Yeah. So anyway, no, it's about the chatter that's online about... I got distracted then. The chatter online about the Bluetooth decoder, certainly a lot of people having a great experience. So I was thinking that Bachmann might look to be developing their Blue Lightning decoder range. Now, we also have some information up on screen. So Zoe, I think this came to you.
It did,
We
because
have
I'm a member of the TT120 club.
Yeah. Some exciting news. New bundles now in stock. So this is the Hornby TT120 range. And so, the Silver King bundle. I do like Silver King. Childhood Memories, Hornby 003 rail. Really want it in that livery, but in 00. And also the Flying Scotsman bundle. So we've got like the Locomotive, 3 Pullmans. It says with lights. I'm going to query that, because I thought the lights had kind of disappeared from the spec for one reason or another. Plus track. We're looking at track pack 1 for the Silver King bundle, and track packs 1 and 2 for the
That's going to make a rather nice large set for you there. Mind you're paying a bit extra for what you get with the Flying Scotsman one. But here's the other stuff that we've got, and they're the ones that are already out.
Yeah, sound fitted Easterner train set, which is what I did the review on. Scotsman train set, and
but here's the interesting stuff.
The Gronk. Yeah, but we knew about the Gronks. See,
Look at the wagons as well.
We've also got some of the wagons turning up, and some additional coaches as well.
Which is
great.
But
can I just say, the big news that has been coming out this week is that Hattons are bringing out new versions, and in one case a repeat of a very popular version of their C-Class. Also, they're bringing out all new Bachmann, I don't know why I said Bachmann, the Andrew Barclays, and the Bilehack snowplows, and the Warwells. So Hattons are back with a bang, and this is great to see, I have to say. There's some of these models, great models. I've got 2 of the C-Classes, I've got 2 of the Andrew Barclays, I've got 1 of the Warwells. We did do a review on the Bilehack, but it was a loaner, so I gave it back. A little bit out of my era. They were made on old Class 40 bogies, but this is brilliant. Yeah, sorry, Southern Train Girl, you're absolutely right. P-Class, not C-Class.
Yeah, don't pee in the sea.
Yeah, Bachmann do the C-Class. The P-Class is the remarkable survivors, actually. There were 8 P-Class locomotives back in the day, of which 4 survive in preservation, which is a remarkable tally, to be honest with you. But some really great liveries, and the P-Class Bluebell is number, I think it's 323, and it's like a blue version of the South Eastern and Chatham Railway livery. What I need to stress to you is if you missed out on that first time round, and believe me, they're going for stupid money on like eBay and stuff. Get your order in. Naive Gauge says, I sell cork roadbed since Hornby announced TT120 roadbed for TT120 has been my best seller.
That's a great indicator of just
That
how
is actually
big the market is.
And that's, you know, despite all the naysayers saying, oh, it'll never work, oh, it'll flop, what a waste of time. That is conclusive empirical evidence that TT120 is proving popular.
Not just that it's popular, but that people aren't just sticking with what they get in the box. They're interested.
Absolutely. Alan Pollock says, I do like the P-Class. Absolutely.
Is this news?
No.
Because they
not
sent
the
me
peak.
that. No, they sent me that in a newsletter saying, "Hey, have you seen our packets?"
Yeah.
Yes, we have.
That's to be honest, some of the stuff they're announcing, it's like Hornby's got round to giving them stuff that everybody else has been selling for a while. So the staff fan, the Southern staff fan, and the W4 packets. But great news to see Hattons back with a bang. And the P-Class sold out,
Yeah.
really popular. And some of the liveries sold out ever so quickly. So the South Eastern Chatham Railway, really quite colourful liveries. They've already done 3 different ones. A 4th one adds to that lineup. We've got more BR liveries, and we've also got the missing simplified South Eastern and Chatham Railway green. This was a livery that was never offered in the first or second runs of these locomotives, and certainly will be interesting to see that when that took its time.
No, I've just rebooted it.
That would do it. So the Tumble of Clowns is in. So the Bluebell one, get your order. I'm telling you now, it'll sell out. It did last time. They're going for stupid money online.
Whoa.
What was that? What did you do?
Nothing. I didn't do anything.
It's going. Oh! I see you're busy. Right, the other end of this, something's jamming. Oh, I see. Get yourself out of the way.
Yes, I see it. It's come off.
Yeah,
just
give
at the-
me some space.
Just at the mouth of the bridge. The bridge.
What is that jamming on?
The oh my goodness, Jen.
Right, sorry, we've had a.
Guys, we've got a bit of a crash situation.
Oh, for
It's all
God's
right.
sake.
It's okay. We'll,
Hit the reset.
what do you want to get out of the way first?
No, just hit the reset. Oh, and that's amazing, isn't it? It's like, oh, I need to steal your attention.
It's all right. Just let it have a bit of sound while you work.
Oh, dear.
Sounding while you work.
And
It's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry. Come
We've
on.
got an emergency to overuse emergency for something that's not actually an emergency.
Come on. In with stress, out with lots of swearing.
It's because it's a soundtrack. What the?
I will deal with it. Right. Which one of your
Really?
things is overrun?
Just hit the reset. Oh, for God's sake, you stupid thing! God.
What I like the most is that your little grey one down there just didn't even bother stopping.
Yeah, because it's got a huge stay alive in. Right, anyway, God, for God's sake, behave yourself! God's sake, can you not contain yourself?
No, I can't. I can't.
Yeah, Lil Goth, your phone will get an emergency alert in a moment saying Weir Yard has just completely cocked up. So,
Jenny?
that's one of the little issues that I found with the HM7000 decoders, is that occasionally on the ABC shuttle, they just decide that they'll go in the wrong direction. It's like one time in 100 maybe, or one time in 200.
And we think it's just because they're very, very particular.
Hair trigger.
Yeah.
Hair trigger, and they get confused. But for some reason, that's what happened there.
These things happen, and
Yeah.
we are better for them because
Yeah, naive Gage says we're all getting emergency alerts on our phones here. Yeah, it goes beep, beep, beep. And Charleston Model Railway says, just ordered the Bluebell. Thanks, Jenny. Absolutely. And like I say, anybody who wants that, if you missed out first time round, get your order in because it will sell out. That is my prediction. It will sell out.
it's good to have Hattons going back to strength.
I think
Because
this
I was
is
worried.
I think this is a great sign. We've been worried for a while that Hattons.
There's the wagon on the
Oh,
front.
for God's sake! You piece of poo!
Oh dear, gratuitous
there.
ass cam.
Oh yeah. And
Oh,
the back
baby.
of the train's miles away. So
It's over here.
yeah, and oh, thank you,
Just wait till it comes round.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
You're welcome.
Right.
Oh, you didn't need to. You didn't need to sit down. You wanted a bit of interest in your life.
Oh.
What would model trains be if you didn't have to occasionally get up and do something?
Okay. Right. So where are we? Yes. Valley's 56. Is that? Every time you hear that little noise where it goes over a rail joint, you're like, is that derailed now? Lil Goth says, God, you two argue like an old married couple.
We are.
It's funny that you should say that. We've
Jenny,
been married for how long?
We were going to have an April Fool's joke, weren't we?
Were we?
Where you reviewed a certain locomotive.
Oh, don't ruin it. We're going to do that next April Fool's Day.
Well, come on, we can't. It's going to be sat there for a year.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll live.
I want to play with it. Give me my choo-choo.
Will you show the good people? If I put up the camera, so if you might want to just like tickle the
Yeah, I'll
button.
do it. I'll do it. Give me a
Yeah,
second.
yeah, come on, hurry up. Come on, you know, mush. Why don't
You've
you
broken the...
Oh my god. Actually, I quite like that angle. Put it back. Move it back over to the left. That was interesting. Stop. Yeah, there. Stop.
How's that?
Yeah, it's different. We'll have it. We like a different angle.
Okay.
Now, show the nice people what you want to play with.
I got my choo-choos. Choo-choo.
We were going to do a serious review of this, but like, you know, making out like it was the best thing ever.
It was a serious April Fool's thing, but unfortunately, we missed the timing because we had so much else going on.
Yeah,
so
we
I've got
forgot.
a Thomas and Friends here, and I want to play with it. It's a Percy playset, and I want to play.
Yeah, well, can you play with it quietly? Because I'm
No,
just reading out.
I cannot possibly do that.
Reading out the big boys and girls comments now, so don't ruin it. Leslie Gilpin-Rowe says, "How are you two married? You two old marrieds arguing is just tame compared to it there, in their household."
I wasn't arguing, I was just taking a piss.
Lil Goth says, "Wait, what? It's not the best thing ever." Ben Cooper says, "TARDIS spotted." Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
the TARDIS will have come into shot at some point as that camera was swinging around.
Probably, yeah.
So I don't even know where the other one is. What have you done with the other
I can't
one?
remember.
Oh, right.
Oh, I know where it is, I see it.
Yeah. Jennifer Horton says, bit like Anthony Coole's reviewing the Thomas ride at the National Railway Museum.
I know that one. The yes.
What, the little like...
The little one, yeah.
So, who are they?
It's just funny.
No, who are they?
I don't know.
Oh, right,
But I
okay.
just like the ride. I know the ride.
Dear. Clive Cobalt says, hi Jenny and Zoe from Northern Ireland. Does that mean you're late? Just in case.
A Monday clubber is never late to the wagons, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Thanks, Gandalf. Flymo Chairman 1 says, we'll probably forget Jenny. And Zantex says, laughing so hard my sides have split open and my innards are now on the floor being eaten by the dog. Oh.
Well, at least it's getting a meal.
Valley's 56XX says, glow in the dark. You don't get that with your Acura Scale 37. I know. I'm going to have to send a picture to Acura Scale
Yeah,
and
it's like,
go,
up your game, dude.
yeah, up your game. Put some luminous sticky stars.
Gluminous.
What?
You said put some gluminous.
Luminous. Come on,
You
cloth.
said gluminous.
I said luminous cloth is. What it?
Luminous cloth ears. That'd be
I'm
amazing.
not the one playing with a toy that says for ages 1 and up.
Well, I'm above 1, so I'm and up.
Ironhorse Railways asks, is it DCC fitted? I don't know, let's test
Could
this.
be DCC ready.
Let's just test that. Let's just change the angle of the dangle. Hint, hint.
To the brew, that is true.
Yeah. So, is it DCC fitted? Well, oh, look at it, look. Oh, that is amazing. That is choo-choo. I don't know why it's quacking.
Cause Quacky Ducky's here.
DJ K666 says, imagine if you steampunked the Percy toy. I mean, that's not a bad idea. Joshua W56 says, Glue Menace! Oh, trains with Nick, don't take her side. Says, I heard Gluminous too.
So did I.
No, I didn't. Ben Cooper wants Percy to go around on a flat wagon, so let's just...
To be fair, so do I.
Oh, it'll hit the... I'm gonna say hit the ceiling. Let me,
There's got to be one you can put it on.
Yes, there is. If you're patient, if you're well...
I don't want to be patient. I want to see it go around now.
If you're good, you can have banana ice cream.
Yay! There's some good stuff in this magazine. It's important information that you need to know.
Do I? Right. So sadly,
Look at the information. Look at this. Thomas has a special mission. He has to deliver all the suitcases. That's a big word for such a small train.
who's Bruno and Carly on the front?
I don't know.
This is the thing that
They've all changed. It's
scary. I don't like change.
Nia and Kana, I don't know them either.
Yeah, DJ K666 says there's a 21 tonner in that rake away. So there's two.
I've got stickers.
Oh no!
I've got stickers. I've got some stickers.
You give a small child stickers and you'd be finding them stuck to things for weeks.
You need to put a Thomas the Tank Engine up there.
No.
On the side. Yes, you do.
No, oh, wait.
Yes, you do.
Warbler
You know you
Productions
want
has
to.
inevitably spotted the second TARDIS. He's been trying to say since the stream started. I will give you that because we haven't had that angle for a while. So yeah. Joshua W56 says,
We've got special tickets to go for a ride.
where?
I don't know.
Oh, can we get on a ride? Oh no, you make a hat, some weird hat. Breckneck Valley Molarois. Anyone else been interested in Furnace number 20 recently? Only learned of its existence earlier this year. I must have...
No, that's the hat.
Look, you stop messing about.
Please don't break my mind. Jen, give me the bloody magazine.
No, you've been naughty. You can.
I was being funny. I was making fun, so we had a fun show. Give me the magazine back. I want to make I want to make my engineer's hat. You've ripped it. You little kid. You ripped my engine. Oh, I can still make it. It's alright. I don't care what you're saying now. Go back. I'm reading my newspaper.
Ruben Ashwell says, "Oh no, please! I can't bear the evil things you do to my favourite tank engine and his friends." And Simon Train's Model Railway showcases Billy's replacement stickers. We already sell those in the merchandise store. You can buy your Billy's replacement stickers.
Yes, you can.
So you can buy them and stick them to things. Yeah, in fact, actually, if you clean, you got to clean because it'll just peel off the dirt. But maybe if you've got a lorry or maybe you're doing a lot of trailer swaps, take a little wet cloth, get your cloth, and make a little clean spot on the back doors of a random lorry and then stick your Billy's replacement sticker on the back. We'll make it a thing and then deny all knowledge when we get into trouble.
I did love that. One guy once bought an assortment of stickers that just said actual size, and then he went around on adverts, and you know the giant billboards, and put the sticker on. So it's like, buy these tomatoes, and then the sticker says actual size.
Naive Gage says, I only came for the Pickering. Well, you came to the right place.
We love each other, really.
Peter Jackson Cheadle Heath is still asking you about the pin badge. I don't know. She tells me I'm nagging. She does.
Okay, here's the thing.
Oh, there's some clowns there. Okay,
Here's the thing about the pin badges. I have been overworked. and haven't been able to look into them. Apart from the find that there are a variety of options, and we can do it. So, if I get Jen's videos for this week finished, and our visit to Daypole doesn't cause me too much trouble.
Why don't you tell people what we've got planned for?
You already told them last week.
Oh, okay. I did. The answer is Daypole this week.
Yeah. You told. So if my trip to Daypole doesn't wear me out too much, I should have this weekend to work on it and get them done. So we should have an update on Monday.
Yes. There is also a super secret product in the works as well, suitable for N-gauge modelers as well. There will be an N-gauge one, but I can't tell you any more.
It's a bucket of hot fat with Jenny's name written on it.
Right, okay. Wangok says, is it Daypole? Yes, it is a trip to Daypole. We've been invited to go for a look around the Daypole factory. So I don't know how much they're actually going to... They might show us everything, but what they let us film to show you guys is another thing. But we've had an invite to go to the Daypole factory near Chirk, which is just in Wales, I've been told. And
Are you sure it's not just in case?
No, just there was a guy called I can't remember his first name, but his surname was Chepstow. And no, I've told him this joke completely wrong. His nickname was Chepstow, but his real name was Justin Wales. Oh, we got there in the... It wasn't funny when I had to... Lifestyle Unleashed...
Do you want to mess this up again,
Yeah,
Jen?
Lifestyle Unleashed says, I still can't find the Jenny 2 channel. The Jenny
Kirk 2, which we haven't had an update on for a couple of weeks because, again, massively overworked. I'm building a kit to put on that channel, and it's just been so stressful lately.
How are you supposed to stick these to things?
Glue.
Oh, that's asking a lot of a small 1-year-old.
No, you're supposed to ask your dad or your mum.
You've got to ask your
Ask a responsible adult. If you can't find a responsible adult,
Ask-
wait and one will be provided.
Yeah, that's the problem when things are, oh Zoe, we can't use this. It says get the permission of a responsible adult.
I haven't seen a responsible adult for ages.
We have to go round to the post office and ask them if we're allowed to do it. Hello, you're a responsible adult. Can I stick this to my house?
And they'll say, no! I told you yesterday, no!
So anyway, yeah.
Not your house, you wanted to paint it on the side of a bus.
Anyway, will you shut up? I'm trying to talk to these nice people. Oh, what? What the? Well, thank you, Gandalf, but it wasn't your time to shine. Right. SHGP Media suggests, should it not be Jenny 2 Chew? Oh, for God. No, don't touch it. Don't mess with it.
I'm not touching it.
No, okay. We have some kind of...
I am not touching it.
Oh, good. Don't touch it. Wash your hands.
And Zantek says, your 47 looks to have lost some wagons.
Hey, what? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, the 47 seems good. No, 47 is good. We just got a very, very naughty class 24-1 with some troublesome trucks. Indeed. Troublesome. Come here. Come here.
Jenny is having a wonderful time tonight, as you can tell.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I was going to say thank you so much, Gamer Hammer Classic Gaming. Then I realised it's this muppet over here.
I am doing my best. I'm sorry, guys. People are saying that I'm very annoying tonight. I'll leave if you want.
Who said that?
Joshua.
Oh, DJK666 says, you don't ask an irresponsible adult. I was warned about strangers as a kid, but didn't know I'd become a strange man. Oh, it's the ones with the unmarked windowless panel van that want you to go and see their puppies. I did that once. He was begging me to leave after a while.
I can't talk.
You all right?
One time someone attempted that with me when I was living in Bulburn. I was about 5 years old. And
Really?
it wasn't puppies, it was bags of sweets.
Ooh,
And my
did you?
dad yelled at them out of the window because he happened to see it. And I have never seen someone run so fast.
Yeah,
It was like he just vanished.
because they were a kiddie fiddler. They were a weirdo.
Yeah.
But of course, when you're a small kid, you're quite naive.
I didn't know what was going on because they were right outside my damn house.
See, I mean, I can remember, and this, we're getting like deep, dark, personal things. I remember as a quite a small child. I must have only been. I was still in. Would have been junior school, so it'd probably only been about 8 or 9 years old. And I can remember going to a friend's birthday party. And
Should we be talking about this on this show?
well, I'm not going to give any names.
No, I'm just saying, should we?
It's yeah, actually no, this is deep and dark. Don't talk to strangers, and if some complete stranger comes up to you and asks if you want to
See something or go with them or do
Just
anything,
don't.
just say no.
but it's a scam. And I think, actually, this day and age, people are more attuned that the scamdar is better tuned.
I'd like to think so.
So we were naive as kids.
So, Jen, today our question was, what's the next big thing for model railways? What do you think is going to happen? Because I know I have a thought, but I want to hear yours.
The next big thing, and a big hello to Chris Eden Green as well. Just seeing you in
hello.
the chat there. Big hello to you. And I've got it down here from. So, Steam Locos in profile in the USA. We're going to hold that up. I've found that the other day, just down there. But
Yes, this
really,
was
really
one that you
great.
were going to watch with me, and then we were going to review it, weren't we?
Yeah. So, I've lost my train of thought. Yes. So, a big project. Chris Eden Green. You've probably seen the Steam Locos in profile set online. And we talked about this before on the Monday Club, but it's really, really great video. Certainly well worth taking a look at. And Chris is an incredible presenter, it has to be said. He sent
I liked the previous one. It felt
Yeah,
like something that would be on BBC Two.
the Isle of Man one.
Yeah, that was
I
fascinating.
really got into that. The Isle of Man
was
one was
fascinating.
great. But certainly, go and check out the Steam Locos in profile set. Really, really great. Well worth watching, and also good as a present for anybody else you know who is into railways. They will not be disappointed. These are really high quality productions. Jennifer Horton. J94 has arrived. Thanks, Gandalf, on the tannoy system. Yeah, you shouldn't have shown him the button for that.
I shouldn't have shown you the button for the clown horn.
What these? We've got a tumble of clowns. And there's always one. There's always one with a trombone. Bringing up the yes, yeah, we know you've got a trombone. Don't you answer back. So, Chris Eden Green says, peeks from behind the embarrassment. Why? No, you shouldn't be embarrassed. You're really good at this.
You're a really good presenter. And if I were
Absolutely.
you, I would be using some of this stuff as a show reel to get on BBC Two.
Well,
You're,
I
you're
think
definitely good enough to get on TV.
Actually, the thing to do is pitch them as a series to Netflix. I say
Actually, yes.
BBC's dead. Netflix is where it's at. In fact, my sister has just gone through. Big up to my big sister and everybody at the Time Team posse. My sister's just been going through all this process, albeit with an established old franchise. They're bringing back Time. Well, they have brought back Time
That
Team.
YouTube channel is rocking. It's really good.
Yeah, because Time Team's good.
Time Team was the best.
But
We all
absolutely.
used to watch it on a Friday night, wasn't
Absolutely, but yeah, Chris, your stuff is good. It's high production values, and you're a very natural presenter. And I'm not. You should not be ashamed of that.
it?
'Cause
Never feel embarrassed for having a talent.
exactly, yeah. So yeah, but Gwion Reese Davies says we've had live Steam. How about Diesel in OO? I've seen Diesel in larger scale, certainly 5-inch gauge. I've seen working Diesel and stuff. Will
Tucker has actually taken exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, oh, you've picked the Cupboard Monkey's thunder here. Says, Will Tucker says, next big thing, ambient noise, such as when passing trains through town or country scenes. And we mentioned this in the Wickham trolley video. We did the review in O-Gauge of the Wickham trolley from Ellis Clark Trains. And one of the features on that is some ambient noise, and it's like bird song. There's a dog barking in the distance, and I found it great. I mean, something as simple as that just worked so well. And I know that Train Tech do sound modules to give you stuff like that.
I would love to. I'm going to make my own. We've got the first step here with the soundboard that I created, which took me all of like 2 minutes, because it's basic HTML, just using a small amount of JavaScript. Anyone can do it. I could even show you how on a Jenny Kirk 2 channel. I might do that to create an ambient soundboard. Plug a few speakers into a basic system like a tablet computer, a cheap one that gets second hand even, and you can have ambient sounds playing.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do that as a project.
Yeah.
But what I want to talk about is Naive Gauge's post.
Can I just quickly, before it disappears off the top, Secret Anorak says, greetings all. Apologies for the lateness. We'll catch up with what I missed later.
A Monday clubber is never late, Toto Wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when he means to.
Thanks Gandalf.
So, do you want to read out what Naive Gauge said?
Naive Gauge says, next big thing, using onboard cameras to create a first-person point-of-view driving experience. I think it's in Marklin have already tried this. It's not cheap, and I think it might be for much larger scale. It may even be LGB.
When did they try it? Because I'll tell you now, you can do it. Have you
Yeah,
ever heard of this thing called Mario Kart Live?
No.
Nintendo did it a couple of years ago. You get the little racing cars, like a remote controlled car, only they're tiny and they're Mario Kart cars. You then attach them via Bluetooth to an app, and all of you together are racing, and the app keeps a score of who's in first place, second place, and all of that. So the technology is there now. Cameras are tiny now. You can get really good ones. Onboard control is only a step away, especially now that we have Bluetooth apps.
Yeah, actually,
it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, cameras in the things that you can do. That is an easy thing.
Yeah.
To build onto the Bluetooth. And I think maybe this is something down the line that maybe they've not even thought of it. Maybe they have. Maybe it's sort of like, well, we could do this in the future. Adding that to, certainly even in double O gauge, I've seen some very tiny cameras, and they wouldn't need to be like full HD. Just enough that on your phone you can see from a driver's eye view. We've already got like little GoPros that are small enough that they fit within the loading gauge of double O, because we've sent them around this layout as well. And
David,
in fact,
it's my model railway. There's someone on YouTube's already done it in a loco cab. See what I mean? The technology is there now.
Yeah. Chris Eden Green says, has any model manufacturer tried fully moving figures? Yes. Well, not as in walk around, but there are figures you can get. I can't remember. It's one of the German companies, either Herper, Nock, or Preiser, do animated figures where, for example, you can. I've seen a painter on a ladder and his arm is doing this.
That's great.
So he's like painting. I've also seen like fishermen, and they're like casting the rod every once in a while. So we've already got the means for some simple actions, and
to be
again,
honest with
I
you,
think
it
it's
doesn't
either,
need much more than that. On the scales we're at, you wouldn't see it.
and I think it's either Nock or Preiser. You can buy like pecking chickens in the farmyard, and that's quite an interesting little thing.
We saw someone with something like that. We were at Great Electric Train Show. They won best layout.
Oh
of the
yeah,
show.
with all the fairground stuff and things.
Fairground, and they had birds where they were flapping their wings as they pecked at the seeds.
There are a lot of things already. That technology does exist. It's not cheap, and it tends to be. I've noticed it tends to be some of the German manufacturers have really got on board with that. Nick at Blechton High Level is lowering the tone with sound file suggestion. Farting passengers. As long as there's no smell-o-vision, I don't think that would catch on. But I have seen the idea of, like joss sticks with the smell of steam engine smoke.
So guys, I'm going to actually do this as a video for Jenny Kirk too. I will make a soundboard, and I've seen some interesting stuff. Chatter, for urban chatter. If you remember in the 90s, a game called Baldur's Gate, when it was a Dungeons & Dragons game, but it had one very important thing for making the towns sound different to the outdoors. It had chatter. You couldn't understand what they were saying, but it sounded like conversations, and it had that urban feel.
Yeah, you told me about that, and I think that we've seen there are modules available from Train Tech through GaugeMaster, and they've got ambient noises, and I'm sure I've seen one where it's things like signal box sounds. So you've got like the bells, the clunk of the levers and stuff, and other signal box specific sounds. I think you can get a station specific one. So there's already starting to creep in some of these bits and pieces. Hornby did try with the vent vans, so we had like sound fitted vent vans. And I think that the problem with those was the ventilated van, and I think Hornby realised this, which is why it's never reappeared, is that the ventilated van wasn't actually the best medium to put the sound in. I mean, it was an obvious choice because it was a sound decoder like you'd have in a locomotive. But I think what they cottoned on to was that actually maybe it's the buildings that would benefit from having even just like an 8-pin decoder plug in the building that you'd plug your sound decoder into, and then just a couple of wires that you would hard wire to the track or to the track bus. And I think that would be much more flexible.
Yes.
Plus, you can get much better speaker setups in something like a signal box building, because you've got a lot more space. You can get a lot more going on.
Yeah, I've just seen a point there. Zantec mentions a church bells.
Yeah, I mean, DJK 666 says I'd like to put a tolling bell in a church on a layout, and even like that sort of the far off sound of organ music as well. You know, it's just muted into melody on the distance.
You know what? I'm going to do this. I will put it together.
Yeah,
because the sound system that I've worked out is so simple.
Zantec says I have a church on mine called St. Craggs. Well, I could do with a Father Ted sound file of Father Jack, like girls, arse, girls, feck, jank. Who put that? No, I'm not going to say it. Who put that gob on the teller? And then all the Irish people are going, you call that an Irish accent? I don't think so.
Who put that obnoxious gentleman on the teller?
That's the one. Shaky Hands Shed Model Railway says LCD screen backgrounds for Uber Real Skies and Sunsets. I think we're a bit far off that. It's certainly the
I don't think we are.
No. For model railways, it's doable now. It's just at a price. Having the LCD screens to do it, I think maybe in 10, 15 years, yes, they're down to a price and size where you could do stuff like that. Maybe even just like a roll-out flexible sheet. You roll it out, plug it in, download your file, and suddenly, boop, it's...
You know what you could do? E-ink.
E-ink.
You know the technology that's in the Kindle? Not the Kindle Fire that we're using, which is a tablet PC. The old traditional Kindle, where you load up a book, and then that page is just there, regardless of whether it's got power or not, because it's called e-ink.
Yeah.
It reprograms what's on its display.
Right.
And then leaves it there.
Yeah. Stephen Turner says, I downloaded sound effects of church bells and play via a Bluetooth speaker hidden under the layout.
Yes.
I think there's a lot of people...
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
There's a lot of people who've already kind of got on board with this this technology. And it's something I said a while ago, an old stereo under the baseboards. And it's kind of like Broadway Limited have done what they call Rolling Thunder, and the idea is that the locomotive does have a speaker in, but for that low down throbbing bass, it communicates with a speaker that's hidden under the baseboard, And that speaker then plays the low down bass that you could never reproduce to the same extent
And of
inside
course,
the
you
confines
could
of
do
Loco.
this with 90s technology.
Yeah.
A portable CD player and a speaker. You get a CD of outdoor sounds.
You used
Like
to be able to
sleep
get.
aids
Can
and
I
things like
just say, you used to be able to get vinyl records with
Yeah.
just like sounds of steam locomotives and stuff. So when I worked on radio, we just called them like library sounds discs, and we used them when producing radio plays to get the background noise. They were out there, you could use something similar to that.
But yeah, that's what was it that you had the bird song and things on? The Locomotive. Was it that one from Ellis Clark?
Oh, the ambient sounds of birdsong.
Because that's what really made me think this technology needs to happen more.
Hearing that on the Locomotive, actually, I like the idea that you could put that Wickham trolley on the end of a siding and just use it to play that. Yeah, there we are. David Scott, you're right. Arco Transacord Records. Yeah, I remember them.
Yeah.
Naive Gauge says, last week I got an ultrasonic cleaner to clean my lawnmower carburetor. Has anyone experienced this of using one to clean rolling stock, locos, electric motors, loco parts, running gear, etc.? Ultrasonic cleaners would do very well cleaning things like your gear chain, bits and pieces, definitely. I've seen them used on jewellery actually a lot. Anything that's got intricate little parts that would be difficult to get in and clean.
Oftentimes when we go to my parents, I use it on my wedding ring.
Oh, right.
And see how shiny that is. It works really well.
Good on glasses as well. So yeah, I think that would work really, really well. One warning I would give is that if you put in a decorated item with like tampo printing and whatnot,
just be careful.
I would check it with something that's expendable, because you don't know whether the ultrasonic cleaner will clean the paint off as well.
Yeah. Right, guys, we are coming up now.
Are we?
To
that's quick.
Video time. So, Jen, if you want to continue, I will bring up the first of the videos.
Sarah Davis suggests BBC Sounds records and CDs.
Yeah.
Vic Freak, big hello to you. Cameron Peterson says, good night all from Glasgow, working tomorrow. Good night to you, Mr.
Thanks for
Flymo
coming
and
along.
Mr. Hamshack. Yeah, absolutely, thank you for coming. Rick Morley says there's a German YouTube that would otherwise be very difficult to get into nooks and crannies. So I've seen them used a lot for jewellery, but I've also seen people just dump the glasses in, cleans glasses up a treat. Richard Swiderski says Circle of Doom. Ruben Asheville Street. Oh, David, It's My Model Railway says Frozen. Yeah, there's a lot of... We should be back. We've gone to green again. Rick Morley says he does have to redo the decals, though, as they often vibrate off. So,
and that's
like
the
I
thing.
said, got to watch out for that.
It's not cleaning in the standard way. It is like a vibration, and if your paint's not that great, or it's not designed for that,
or it's chipped and damaged if it's starting to lift. We've also got Alan Reynolds at Buckland Junction. Big hello to you. I think you're late.
There. How does he know how to turn the tannoy on?
We've got a tannoy. We should never have shown him where to turn that on. Secret Anorak says, I completely submerse OO gauge loco innards in an ultrasonic with no ill effects. Just don't put in painted or decaled items. Yeah, pretty much, yeah, definitely. Whamgok says, okay guys, I'm off now. Bye. You take care. Great to see you, and thanks for joining us. Hot Dog Pilot Andy, great to see you. Scanning back through.
Yeah, Secret Anorak, complete submerge, double O gauge loco innards in ultrasonic, no ill effects. Just don't put painted or decaled.
Yeah, so like the chassis, if you want to really clean up a chassis, that's a good way of doing it. But certainly, sometimes you have lining on the cylinders. You may have to take the cylinders off. You can do that on all locomotives, just a bit fiddly. Yeah. And bear in mind, it will allow your valve gear to dismantle itself. So just be very careful.
Gotta be careful.
Eric Christiansen says, hello from Grand Rapids in Michigan. Tragically, I was unable to arrive precisely when I meant to.
Oh no!
Oh no!
So,
can you?
I'm waiting for him to climb up the stairs.
Oh, it's too much cake.
The Monday Club never late to the wagon.
Spreading crumbs
No,
in...
really.
Oh.
He went precisely when he means to.
Oh, do you want all your crumbs back?
Yes, please.
There you go. Well, thank you so much, Gandalf. Now
You're
go on.
welcome.
Oh, there we go. Marin49, big hello to you. Let's start a bit early, actually,
Yeah,
on
'cause
videos.
we've got a lot of them.
We have. So, we're going to launch into some of your videos and photos. And, of course, remember, if you want to share any of these with us, then do please send them to... you send the link, not the actual video. If you send a video, it'll break, it won't happen, it won't work. Peter Jackson Cheadle, he says, sounds like David Bellamy.
Oh, there's a name I haven't heard for a long time. So the first...
you send them to zoe.robinson@gmail.com.
That is correct.
Please put Monday Club in the subject title. Helps her to be able to find them in amongst all the many, many emails that you get. Saying, please rush me my portable walrus cleaning kit.
I only bought one and I still get the emails.
Yeah, man enough to tackle any waterborne mammal. Phil Metcalf says, I use ultrasonic with Dettol to strip paint from Warhammer stuff. I've heard that actually. Dettol is apparently quite good at getting paint off. It's whenever you're using Dettol, just be quite careful. It apparently takes paint off if you're not careful. And Trains with Nick is excited. Hopefully your video will get played. So, first up, we've got from Dale Williams, a.k.a. Warbler Productions. Says, hi ladies, it must mean us. It was really nice to spend time with you today at Statfold. As I said while we were talking, there was a steam locomotive travelling on the main line from Leicester to Carnforth after it had worked a rail tour from Norwich to Stratford-on-Avon, returning though it's taken off at Leicester so it could travel back home. I managed to catch the Black 5, number 44932, as it ran through Atherstone Station. So, shall we get that up and running? First up from Warbler Productions. A big hello to H. Walker Steam and Heritage Rail Vids. Says Gandalf's been having afternoon tea with Albus Dumbledore. Dumbledore won't get a look in, actually. It'll be... if you turn the sound off.
Yeah. Whoa, that's gone at a fair old lick.
I love the glow in the cab. Yeah, that's only got the support coach on. So, a single coach, not really a great weight. Certainly won't be loaded up with too many people. But that's quite. You see the glow. I like it when you can see the glow when it's really working hard.
Yes.
Light up the underside of the smoke and steam cloud.
So the glow in the cab and everything.
Yeah, ghostly glow.
That is good.
60 mile an hour max, but yeah, that's really spanking along at 60. Yeah, a few weeks ago now. Yeah, now you know how far behind we are.
Yeah, we have a lot of videos. I'm trying to get through them as quickly as I can, but you know, this is how it goes.
Ben Tullett says, I noticed the Humbrol side of Hornby's Empire has started selling 3D printers.
I did see that. I got them advertised to me on Facebook.
As a Hornby, obviously, know these are popular. Yeah, and that's something that, you know, if we'd have been talking here 10 years ago about what's next in the hobby, I think 3D printers would have been up there.
3D printers,
and we've seen them develop. Certainly, they've become very mainstream. Got companies like West Hill, Wagon Works, producing items.
Producing really good quality stuff.
Absolutely, Tim Surf as well. Loads of companies really providing a wealth of what have you done?
I accidentally kicked the chair. Oh,
you didn't want to do that.
Oh, it goes right through you when you stub your toe.
Leslie Gilpin Railway says, I saw Scott's Gardner running max 25 miles an hour heading to Carnforth last week. Hotbox Nintendo. Ooh, that's not good. Right, so this is from Evan Terry. Says, a few shots from my day out today. This was on the 3rd of April, so he's going, what? You weren't there, you didn't know what I was doing. So this was on the 3rd of April, so it's with my friend Jamie at Eastleigh and St Denis, including a Gronk! Gronk it up! Gronk it up! Gronk it up! Not a cult! So there's our Gronk.
We have to say that for legal reasons. There's a Gronk. Oh. That is a livery I'm not familiar with that writing on the side.
RSS. Yeah, it's one of the small engineering concerns, I think.
Right. So let's have a look through.
Oh, incidentally, I think it was Zantec, right at the beginning of the stream, I've just remembered, was saying about a Class 108 with no drive to the motor. And I meant to say, and I completely forgot, and this is like an hour and a half ago, so I do apologise. But I've just repaired a Bachmann Class 108 that lights worked, no power to motor, for the great Les Cliff. And what I found it was a dry solder joint between the connector on the motherboard and the spring-loaded prong that transfers power to one side of the motor. So it would seem that this is happening on more than one Class 108. So anybody with Class 108 from Bachmann, issues where no power to the motor just not moving, but the lights work, if you can dismantle the thing that surrounds the motor, I found a dry solder joint, and it was quite easy with a bit of flux and a hot soldering iron to actually reflow that solder and fix the Class 108. Just going to put that out there. Francis Alexander says, see you later, Jenny and Zoe. Take care. See you next Monday. You take care.
Thanks for coming along. Have a good night.
Absolutely. Big hello to Sue at Putnam Junction. Great to see you in. Also got Anfield Road layout in the loft. I've got a few people arriving a little bit on the late side. He doesn't want to come away from the cake, so he uses the tannoy.
So thank you very much for sending those in, Evan. They were great. But Jen, I need to ask you, what do you think of this? I'll bring this browser one
the
back.
Class 70. Is it Class 70?
Oh, it's gone on. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button.
So this is
It's
a Class
really interesting
70.
look. Like bits stick out on the side. It's a
It's a
weird look.
very American style.
Isn't
It's kind
it?
of with the cabs at both end, which helps with the UK running styles, frequent reversals. I've seen these up close and personal, actually. When I was working at DCC Concepts, one of these slowly pulled into the station to be handed the products he'd just bought a couple of hours earlier over the phone from DCC Concepts. And he basically said, my train that I'm going to be driving, it's coming from Carlisle, this is right, I'm taking this train, it's going through Settle Station, it is path to go through at this time. He says, I'll slow down, you hand me the gear, and I'm away. And he paid for it over the phone. A couple of hours later, it's like, right, let's get on the platform. Log train comes in, there you go. So I got to see one of these quite closely from platform height.
That is amazing.
Fairly new locomotives, and it certainly shows that this wall of Class 66s, which infiltrated the UK network and displaced an awful lot of the more classic designs, their stranglehold on UK freight has been broken by a number of other designs. And
I just
Class
like
70 is interesting.
It's got a very, you're right, it is a very American look to it. I like it. It's got some interesting bits to it. It's not flat, it's got bits here and there. It's interesting.
The front of it reminds me of those moulded plastic soles you get on work boots. I don't know what it is about it.
Oh, the tread.
Yeah,
it's got a tread.
It's screaming work boot at me. Leslie Gilpin Railway says, sadly very little freight on the Central Carlisle these days. That's a shame. Angel of Crew says, evening Jenny, Class 70, lovely. Melchester Mother Railway looks like a Class 58 gone wrong. Iron Horse Railway says, Class 70 are made by General Electric. The sticky out bit is the radiators.
Right.
Very common North America. When I say North America, that includes Canada. I know the Canadians go,
And Mexico.
yeah, yes. Oh, why didn't you mention us? It's like North America, as in the continent America.
Yeah.
There is no Canadian
Not just the
continent.
loud one.
Yeah. Yeah, not just your neighbours.
So what we've got up next is something very interesting from Richard Swiderski.
It says, I thought you sent you this pic. One, the Hornby Peckett B2 and 2 wagons, weathered by Neville Grove. Very nice it is, all the best. Neville Grove, of course, done an awful lot of stuff that's appeared in Hornby stuff in the magazines, but also Hornby has used a lot of stuff on their websites, and this is a really nice job. So you see
That
there,
technique, oof,
that packet has come out lovely. Really work stained, sooty, dirty.
highlighting the ridges, because that's
Yeah,
where
yeah.
dirt would, of course, congeal.
And that is really nice weathering, I have to say. And some really nice wagon jobs there as well.
Amazing.
And of course, it's easy to forget when you see these lovely, pretty wagons from the likes of Bachmann and Hornby. That back in the day, they didn't look like that for long, and this is
Yeah.
much closer to what wagons would have looked like.
I'm very impressed.
Flymer Chairman 1 says that looks great, and James Petts approves of great weathering.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and I approve of your approval.
It looks real. The other stuff, I like the pretty stuff where it's not, it's brand new out the box, but when you see it there, it looks real.
Absolutely. And a quick reminder for those of you who are watching in 3D. Ooh.
Yes, please tell us how.
Yeah, tell us how. So we're not broadcasting in 3D. Ham Shackleton says, I've got a 70, been trying to find an affordable sound decoder for it without paying lock sound prices. General, you might actually, can I just say, it might be worth experimenting with some of the soundtracks decoders, seeing if you can get the more generic soundtracks decoders from their more budget range, because General Electric, it probably sounds similar to some of the US General Electric products, and that might be a route to go.
Leslie Gilbert, I love it.
What?
The ultimate in private owner weathering would be to have a plank with painted letters upside down after maintenance, as per prototypes.
We've come close to that. Bachmann have released them with replaced planks, so you have random planks that aren't painted within the livery. So next up, we have a visit to the South African railways. So this is
from Henry Van Wyk, and it's running some trains close up, which is always fascinating. So here we go.
And Chris Eden Green says, thank you for your order, Simon Trains from Other Railways Showcase. Business has been a bit slow lately, so believe me, your support is appreciated. And like I said before, the steam locos in profile, we've got the USA trip DVD here,
Yeah.
and these are definitely well worth getting, either for yourself as some really, really great and informative entertainment, but also perhaps if you've got a friend that you know would be interested. These make great presents either for Christmas or birthday or another special occasion. They are very, very high production values, and Chris is a great presenter, very engaging, and really does draw you into the subject in an easily accessible way. And these include a close-up look at the J&L Porters, the Mount Washington Cog, and that's a good one actually, really did enjoy that. The Maine Fawneys, the D&RG Mikados, American 440s, C&O H6S, Reading T1S, Shays, Berkshires, should be Berkshires or Berkshires, I don't know how the Americans pronounce that, I think it's Berkshire. And also, of course, what would be a trip to America to film steam locos in profile without the big boys. So head on over to the website, just look and see if there's a web address on the back.
I'm really loving this.
I haven't got a web address to share immediately, but certainly if somebody wants to share the web address to these, if anybody is interested,
That would be
then
great.
one of the mods is
David,
able
it's my
to...
model railway says we saw this one last week. I was thinking that we might have. I think we have
Yes,
seen
we
this.
did. So shall we move
But
on?
it's still a lovely video, and I
It is
really
a
do
really
like
good-
how he's managed
So
to.
how has it come up as unread?
He may have sent it twice.
Could be, just in case.
Sometimes that happens.
So shall we
But
move on?
thank you
It
very
is a
much.
really good one, but
It's
we
a great
did
one,
watch
yeah.
it last week. Really enjoyed it. Exarcon42 says, hello there, how is everybody doing? That's just lateness. He's listening in on the tab. Thanks, Gandalf.
Thanks, Gareth. I do like seeing the South African stuff. It's always great to see locomotives from other places, stuff that we don't get to see.
Yeah, definitely. Mark Tower says the Class 70s don't like going through Blackburn Tunnel. They shut down and do a Henry, all because it had to go up the Settle Carlisle. I don't. Is it a ventilation issue? It might be if it starts sucking in its own exhaust gases, that might cause issues. So I suppose the thing is to get a bit of a run up and then just go through on the idle. So this is Alice. We saw this one as well.
Did we?
Yes, we did.
Okay. Apparently,
that was the last one that we saw.
Right, because he said it again, and then I found the yes.
Okay, so if you want to bring this up, so this is what have we got here? So this is Heritage Studios.
He sent the thumbnail accidentally, and then sent the actual video.
I'm with you.
So don't worry about it.
It threw me because it's the JK logo.
Yes, but this is a video for you, I believe.
For me, is this like especially for me, or one that was for sharing?
It says Jenny Kirk.
Okay. It's all right, thank you.
Okay.
It's a Rickroll.
I did wonder. Thank you very much, Heritage.
So thank you, Heritage, for the Rickroll.
That was Heritage. That you've made my night. That was hilarious. We can't play it because we'll get hit because Rickrolls do get a copyright strike, but that was hilarious. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Mark Tower says, it's because of the gases. So the thing to do would... the tunnel is lower than others. And thank you, Flymo Chairman 1 has shared Chris Eden Green's shop for all the Steam Loco in profile DVDs. And they have the Jenny Kirk seal of approval. We did do a full video on the Isle of Man stuff. I really enjoyed that one. And we have mentioned this one a few times on the Monday Club, but it is well worth getting. So get your order in today.
And from Train Kits, etc., thank you very much for your email. We won't read it out because it's clearly sent to us rather than to everyone. But thank you, we do appreciate it.
Excellent.
Moving over.
So, Richard...
here we are. This one is from...
Larry Rogers?
Yeah, just trying to bring it up. Larry Rogers, I'm just going to grab the URL, you see, if you read it out.
Ben Davis says, hi all, sorry later Jennifer, can't wait to go to the Great Central Railway from Backman Club Show on May the 21st. Got a list of trains I hope to get there are the Class 94, the 94XX in GWR weathered, plus the Class 150. So, lateness gets you Gandalf on the tannoy.
Naive Gauge, do people model railways in China where the models are imported from? Yes, we've actually reviewed some Chinese
we
stuff.
have. We were sent a whole load of models.
I would pick it up and show you it if I remembered where it was. Jen's got a big...
No, they went to... I loaned them to Rails of Sheffield because they were considering about stopping the range. And they never gave them back. I must chase them on that. But yeah, there's also the Backman China, a range of Chinese prototype models. Some really nice ones as well, particularly the QJ.
Very interesting.
The Chinese QJ locomotive is particularly impressive.
So, from Larry Rogers, he says, good day, ladies. Here's a short video showing the new scrapping yard I've installed on my layout.
Controversial. And some people do get like a bit like about things being scrapped, but...
He says, I've had to extend a spur off the turntable to get it placed, and that was the hardest part of the project. Yeah, sometimes little things like that can be hard.
Sometimes space is the issue.
Not so much doing it as figuring out what to do. I think it looks pretty good. So here we
Peter
go.
Jackson, Cheadle Heath. Yeah, the layout doing the exhibition circuit. I think you were something like Beijing, and that is actually really impressive. I've seen it at a few Oh!
Animation!
Oh, Chris Eden Green, here you are. Here's the... Oh, look!
Oh, that is so good.
There you go.
That
People
is so
moving.
good. Oh, and the flat blue flashes because they're using a cutter, a cutting torch. Oh, Larry, you've done amazing work here. This is great.
So there's your animated figures doing stuff.
Yeah.
He's moonwalking. Look at that guy go.
And it wouldn't take much for a manufacturer to be able to do a kind of walking on the spot animation, if you think about it.
Well, I like the Magna Rail bicycles because they have the feet doing that on the bicycle.
Yeah,
There's some really great stuff out there, but this is
great.
it just shows the sort of things you can do. So that's on the end of a spur off the turntable. I think this is Lionel O-Gauge. But yeah, Simon Train's Model Railway Showcase. I love the animations.
Yeah, that is
Valley's
so cool.
56XX says, yeah, it's rather good. Absolutely. And it just shows that there is stuff out there for these animations.
Yeah,
And that's a great example of some of the things you can do. This is in O-Gauge. I think a Lionel, I'm going to say, could be wrong, but I think it's a Lionel thing. But yeah, this is really interesting. So thank you very much for sending us that. Shall we move on to the...
I'm very impressed.
You wanna
H.
just
Walker's
check
team,
the
thank you
cameras?
very much for coming along. Have a good night.
Thank you so much. It's been great having your company. Leslie Gilpin Rowe says, scrapping a New Haven F unit. How sad. Yeah, it's...
Well, you don't know. This could be set slightly in the future.
Or maybe they're repairing it, because it could be like welding flash, and they're preparing a spare cab to repair and put back to work one. So this is from Ben Whitehouse. It says, hi Zoe and Jenny. Hello. It says, I have painted my Jenny 3D print from Model U. Ah, yes, we're starting to get the pictures of Mini-Me. It says, Jenny is shoveling coal while driving Beatrice. I have done my best to get the stripy jumper on Jenny. I hope this is okay. Absolutely.
Of course it's okay.
So we're going to bring up the... this is Mini-Me. Not really dressed for the occasion in a skirt and top, but I'm doing the business there, and I've got a lovely stripy top. Stripy tops are kind of my trademark.
You look like candy corn.
I do rather. It's like
I like it.
it really, really nicely done. So
That is cool. Oh,
oh, come here, you
he's
you.
not only has he gone past the thingy, but he's come off the track as well.
And that is the power bank at work. You can see there. Look at it go.
Yeah.
And it's still going. But
I'm actually really impressed by how they work.
yeah, let me just turn the sound down on that.
Peachy TT120 says, when will Zoe be posting some more Pico TT building construction on JK2? When I get some more buildings to construct.
Oh, let me just...
That's the issue at the moment.
could you grab me that other errant
I will.
wagon?
Oh, an errant wagon, eh?
Sorry.
Oh.
I had public school education, and what happens is you learn lots of big words, and you get awfully posh. I've lost a lot of
Whereas I
poshness.
just went to a standard state school and happened to read an awful lot of fantasy novels, so I know what errant means as well. But yes, we will be doing more Pico TT construction as soon as I can get some kits to actually do it on, because I don't want to do the same ones multiple times. I want to show you new things, and that means getting the stuff, which can be tough at times.
So,
But
yes.
I will.
I
This
managed
week,
to lose some of the poshness over the years.
yeah, because you met me.
Yeah, I did actually. You dragged me back down into the gutter. Marin49 says, my school was approved.
By who? That's always the question. An approved school. Who approved it and why?
Right. So, Larry Rogers confirmed that is Lionel O-Gauge Fast Track.
Excellent.
James Petts approves of stripes.
So what we've got here is from Lee Holden.
So from Lee Holden says, please find attached a short video from Padiham Gauge 1 Model Rail Club. It's not far from here actually. Featuring a live steam Flying Scotsman running indoors. Oh, where's that?
This will be fun.
So, are we ready?
Yep.
Hit play. 4 tracks.
Why did I... Oh, no!
What are you doing?
I pressed the wrong button. Oh, my goodness.
You muppet. Oh,
Oh,
wow.
there it is. There it is.
Oh, that is nice.
Oh.
Look at it go with the drain cops
And
open.
Thomas went fast as well.
Choo choo.
Choo
This is
choo,
gauge
ladies and
1.
gentlemen. That looks
It's a
great.
really great. Oh, nice J94.
Nicely
Or
weathered
is
as
it a
well. And
Homestead
there's Thomas
Austerity?
again.
Wow, he's busy. But of course, Gauge 1 was what the original Thomas models from the live-action Thomas the Tank Engine from the 80s were in. So that would be very faithful to the original Thomas the Tank Engine. Choo choo. This is a really great, large layout.
Yeah, Skipsy Train says it's strange how public schools are privately funded and other schools are public funded. Yes, but you've got to remember that a private school is funded essentially by members of the public. A public school is funded by members of the public. That's where the public funding comes from.
Yeah,
Whereas
as
a private,
opposed to from the state.
a public school is funded for the benefit of the public, originally by the church.
Huh.
And that's where it comes from. That's why all state schools have assemblies.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense. And one of the things I know, some people have said like, "Oh, how dare all these fee-paying schools exist? They should be shut down." And it's like, well, what you got to remember is that the parents of the children at the fee-paying schools are still paying taxes and effectively funding their child's place at a state school, which that child is not taking up, thus freeing up that money to be spent on other people.
They're essentially
actually. And then quite good
subsidising your kids, so leave them alone.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
This is a really
always
nice
annoys
layout.
me when people slag off public schools is they don't understand how it works.
Yeah. Oh, that is just beautiful.
That is really nice.
I love live steam. It's so good.
And Gauge 1 has a really nice heft to it.
Yeah.
But it's a nice little layout actually. Here comes Thomas again.
Yay!
Oh, it's a bit jittery. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. Just do check that the cameras come up.
I've got to close that down. So that was Lee Holden. Thank you very much.
Iron Horse Railway says confusion and delay. Yes. I said they seem to be basically two words you would associate with the Monday Club.
Yes.
Confusion and delay.
Also Gronks. You would associate that with the Monday Club.
Sarah Davis says, "Yay, my video is finally uploaded, except the sound is really messed up and not level." It does take a bit of practice.
Yeah.
One thing I will say is always listen through your video on headphones before you upload it, and that gives you probably the best indication if there's differences in sound levels which need
you
to
will
be
notice it
addressed.
more on headphones than you will just through the speakers on a computer.
Oh,
as you're editing.
absolutely. And that's what I always did, working at DCC Concepts, producing all their video content for social media and YouTube. Every video was listened to through by me on headphones before anybody else got a look in.
So here we are, the Sir Nigel Gresley back in blue near Cholton in Cheshire from Richard Swiderski.
En route from Crewe to Orton Mere in Cambridgeshire for the Nene Valley Railway.
Beep,
I do
beep.
like this livery, and funnily enough, that is the exact livery that I've got my model of Sir Nigel Gresley in the BR blue, which I really like. And all this, he's about to overhaul a big freight train with monster boxes or something there.
Simon Trains, you've taken the words out of my mouth. Oh my goodness, this model railway looks so real. The modelling skills are epic. They really are.
Yeah,
Look at that.
Can I just say that the Class 66 driver doesn't have wing mirrors, so the first he knows he's about to be overhauled by a steam loco is there. And he'll be like, what?
Where'd you
won?"
come from?
And so he must have been like, oh, I didn't have my camera ready.
Beep, beep.
He's probably trundling along going, why are there all these people with cameras on the bridges? Is there something I haven't been told about?
And there it is.
Yeah. Oh,
wow,
that is nice.
the amount of steam coming out of that. Oof.
Yeah.
Although,
Where
actually,
did-
it's smoke, isn't it?
Yeah, where did the freight train go? So there we go.
There's the freight train.
Oh, right,
It's still
yeah.
coming off.
The
Wow,
train-
that was going at some speed.
So, you're supposed to stop. And yeah,
Oh.
just a reminder, J. Paul Anderson just reminded us in there, we did have a moment of silence for Bernie
We did.
at Crossways Points Junction. Just a reminder for anybody who joined us late that sadly Bernie passed away unexpectedly earlier this week. So we had that moment of reflection in memory of a very generous member of the community for a good long time, longer than I can remember actually. He's been a steady patron of the channel, and in honour of his continuing generosity and support for the channel, we have decided to make him an honorary forever patron. So his name will not disappear from the patron list, and we will keep him in there as a tribute to the generosity that Bernie at Crossways Point Junction gave, not just to us, but to the community as a whole. And he will be sadly missed.
He really is.
So, what video do we have next? Oh, Mark Wilson's been firing up the DeLorean.
The comings
and goings of West Country bound trains at Birmingham New Street. So we're revisiting Birmingham New Street. So we're going to bring that up. These are pictures. And he's fired up the DeLorean. And there we have the taxi rank at Birmingham New Street, as was. Horrible place. Birmingham New Street was always one of my least favourite stations. Great if you were train spotting, but just such a soulless dump. It's almost like London Euston.
Yeah, some of the London stations there.
No, actually no. Just
there are some good ones, I'll give you that, but some of them.
Paddington's all right. Victoria, not been to. Obviously, Victoria's on the other side of London.
I was never a fan of King's Cross.
Can
not just because it's in King's Cross.
Can I just say, that bit of New Street, I know it very, very well, because twice now I have made... Well, it wasn't really my mistake the second time. The company I was working for, I dropped off a vehicle, a lighting vehicle, at Bottle Yard Studios in Bristol. And previously they'd always got me on the train back, but then they went, oh, it's cheaper by the megabus. Oh, wasn't that epic? And the bus terminal, you drive around that kind of well that Mark Wilson has modelled. That one there, the bus comes in and drives over those bridges, so you get to see from the high up position down onto the tracks. But yeah, the money they saved on the ticket was actually offset quite tremendously by the hourly rate on overtime golden time they had to pay me.
Because you were still technically at work.
Because I was still technically at work, and it took 7 hours to get back up the country on a magical mystery tour of university campuses and every single town centre you could imagine.
Whoa.
So, and there we are, there's the bus stops.
So that's what you see.
Yeah. Lovely modelling.
It's incredible. Did Dara Breen drive carefully, says Leslie Gilpin.
In his other career on the back of the megabus.
It's amazing the amount of detail he's got.
But it's the attention to detail.
Yes.
He just really has an eye for the detail, for recreating them. Class 50s look gorgeous in Network Southeast, says Ruben Ashwell. I totally agree with you. It's my favourite livery on a Class 50. I do like those provincial style liveries from Network Southeast and Regional Railways and the Intercity Executive. 3 of my favourite liveries for any locomotive. Don't forget as well that Accurascale is running low on stock for the Class 37s. The first batch of 3 have been out a little while now. And funnily enough, Intercity Executive and Regional Railways have proven incredibly low stock now. DRS is just still showing as general in stock, but the other 2 is showing just either single digit or just over about 15 left, I think, of the Regional Railways ones. Do get your orders in. Batch 2, and I don't know off the top of my head what liveries they are incoming soon. David, It's My Model Railway, says, Jenny, do you want to mention the sound issue with the Accurascale Class 37419 Swallow livery and the fix to reduce the volume, which is CV63, down from 1922? I think it was actually from... You've got to reduce the volume, basically, which is on CV63. For some reason, that particular locomotive, there's been some issues reported where it appears that the locomotive is trying to draw more power than it can, and that causes the sound to cut in and out. The fix is to lower the volume, and that
it sounds
fixes
like
the issue.
Like a slipped finger when you set it up.
It's a firmware issue because what will happen is when the ESU put the sound files on the blank ESU decoders, they'll do them on bulk and they'll have a special way of doing it.
Yeah.
And it'll put a pre-set up like CV list on it. It'll just like boom, boom, boom. And for some reason, when they've done the batch that's ended up in those locomotives, I can only guess that somebody set a single CV higher than it should have been. And this appears to be the cause of the issue. So if you do get one of those and you're having this issue, no cause for alarm. CV63, reduce that volume down and it should fix your problem.
Yeah, 1920 down to 150 sounds to me like when someone set them,
I think
they've
that's,
tapped on the 2 and the 0 at the same time on the numeric keypad.
Yeah, I think that's a misprint on the first one, but I think it's from 120 to... I saw somewhere sort of down to like 90 or something like that.
Well, whatever you do, but yeah, it needs to be reduced. And it's a simple mistake. I love the weathering effect on here, Jan. What do you think?
Yeah, it's kind of got that once too many times through the coach wash.
Yes.
McCarville Studios, big hello to you, says more snow Tuesday here as well, but maybe just red. I find it weird. It's gone quite warm here in many ways. Oh, it's weird for people talking about snow still. Ham Shackleton says, chat disconnected. Please wait whilst we try to connect you. That's a bit odd. Right, so is that all from Mark Wilson's time machine?
Not yet. I just wanted to highlight that one because that weathering effect
and
is
I love
amazing.
that livery on the HSTs, actually. I think that's one of my favourite liveries on them. The Intercity Executive. I was never a big fan of full yellow ends, large logo, but that's 50042. But it's like the weathering and the attention to detail. So well done. And we've got the train spotters there. A bit naughty going right down the ramp as they have. But there we go.
Well, that's an interesting one. I do like that livery.
That's a Class 58 in rail freight rail freight red stripe.
It looks interesting because it's got more than just a few blank colours.
Yeah, it was the what they call the sectorisation, which was like a pretend privatisation, where BR was kind of getting ready for privatisation by dividing up into different companies. Rail Freight Red Stripe, I guess, was one of them. There's Freightliner, Rail Freight Distribution, Mainline.
If it's not working, refreshing. That's the way to do it. Just refresh the video.
Yeah, just do a force refresh. See if that sorts out.
Because that usually works in.
And we're seeing everybody else's chat. Sarah Davis says, used to love going from New Street up into the Palisades and all through Brum. It's just a carbon copy of everywhere else now. Certainly since the Bull Rink's gone. Pebble Mill Studios has gone as well. And Flymo Chairman 1, thanks for reminding us. Chris Even Green's channel, if you're wanting to, we're just highlighting at the moment. Steam Locos in Profile, the In the USA, great DVD. Been out a little while, we have mentioned it before, but certainly very, very high production values, really great quality videos, better than a lot of the big name productions that I've seen out there. These are always well worth a watch, and they are in-depth, well presented, very accessible. Chris is a great presenter and really just draws you in. Lots and lots of information, and it's just a pleasure to watch, and certainly great to treat yourself, or indeed as a present for somebody else you know who's into railways in general, for Christmas, for birthdays, or indeed for any other special occasion. Ben Tullett says, I wonder if Mark could do a Grand Central layout of the rebuilt New Street station.
Can his time machine go back in that kind of short jump?
DJ K666, yeah. The Bull Ring. Which is the circular one's still there, but they've redeveloped all the shopping centres. Flymo Chairman 1 says, did you get the Shea Locos? Yes. Shea Locos are on here. They're technically amazing, Flymo Chairman 1. So we've got J&L Porters, Mount Washington Cogs, Maine Forneys, DNRG Micados, American 440s, C&O, H6S, Reading T1S, Shays, Berkshires, and the big boys. So really action-packed. There's a lot on there.
So next up we have from Mousehole Rail. Congratulations on getting to 20,000 subscribers.
Thank you so much.
Here's my video I did this weekend of the 8th and 9th of April of the Locomotive Service Limited private tour, which had 2 BR Green Class 37s.
Oh, that again, that's a livery which really does seem to suit the, if you want to hit play.
There we go.
So it's a livery that I think does look good on the 37s. So we've got, let's have a look.
Always a good thing to put on the front of your thing there.
Yeah,
remember to like and subscribe.
Good move, like that. Marin49 says that's the Rotunda. Right, no worries. David J says, don't know if you can recall, Jenny, but we talked about the best voltage for dipole signals. I now have several, including their stunning junction signal, all now happily working on just 7 volts. Absolutely. Oh, why does it say error?
Because we are having chat trouble.
So, funnily enough, there is a chat issue happening. So we're experiencing it as well. Error.
Yep, there's definitely a chat issue. Okay.
Right, we're having a chat issue. That would explain why nobody's chat's turning up. So we're just trying to refresh the chat at the moment.
Okay, let's go from top chat to live chat again.
Okay.
Let's see if this works now.
And lovely weather on this one.
There we go.
So,
YouTube is having problems with the chat.
absolutely. I think that's a generator coach on the end. It's with a roller shutter door. Looks a bit weird. Yeah, generator car called it. But it's a lovely livery, actually. Yeah, click on retry and the chat comes back, says Lifestyle Unleashed.
Yeah, I just reloaded the
Yeah,
chat.
and H&H Express Model and Scale Train says, I also saw an error, reloaded the chat.
That is a...
I wonder, is our connection issues YouTube as much as anything else?
Wouldn't surprise me. YouTube's probably having issues. That YouTube does have a lot of issues.
Yeah, more issues than the Times. John Nutman, Mansbridge Park says, I didn't know we only had one A4 left running. Sir Nigel Bresley has a mainline ticket, but Union of South Africa is now out of ticket and unlikely to go back on the main line, unfortunately. Just really a cost issue, I think. The owner is getting on a bit, and I think he's taken the view that it's reached the end of the line, so it's going to be on display. It's not disappearing anywhere, but on display. Mallard, is Mallard
really
not
nice.
out and about?
Right, we can't show all of this because it is a big video, and we do have I want to get through at least one more.
Absolutely,
So we'll put the
we're
link in
trying
the
to
chat.
get a bit more. Yeah, Ben Cooper, I was just thinking, where is Bitten now? I'm not sure where Bitten is.
But thank you so much, Mousehole, for sending that in. There are multiple locomotives that he's filmed, and it's worth having a look. But I want to get at least one more in.
Just check that our cameras come up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Ruben Ashwell says, to be pretty fair, I think almost everyone disapproves of errors. Yes, and Simon Train's Muller Always Showcase, I did see those posts. 6009 Union of South Africa has moved to the museum in Fife this weekend. Bitten is at Hornby, so it's actually in the mothballed in Margate. Mallard's at the York Museum. Bitten could become operational. Mallard is static. Yeah, so Sir Nigel Gray's the only one left running. They are getting on a bit. You've got to remember, they're coming up on 90 odd years old. They are technically...
Oh, come on, these days that's young.
Now, can I just say, technically, they are completely life expired. They are well beyond their designed lifespan by a factor of probably 100%. They were never designed to probably last beyond, at most, the 1970s before it was envisaged they would be withdrawn.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it?
And I think it's safe to say that there's a lot of problems creep in. And you reach a point where actually, yes, anything with money can be rebuilt. But would you really want to? Because the dirty secret of restoration is that most of the original thing ends up leaving in a scrap skip. So is it really worth doing that? And arguably, what would be of greater benefit would be to build a new one from scratch. Because it would be a lot more reliable. You could incorporate things like roller bearings, all welded boiler construction, and they would just be a lot more reliable, especially for mainline running. Look at Tornado. That was pretty much the business case for that. So arguably, building a new A4 might be in the future the way to go, because arguably it'd be cheaper than rebuilding one of the existing ones. Axuan 92, the driving wheels on 6007 are from another A4. They mixed and matched parts. I think that if you looked at any preserved locomotive, you would find parts that were stamped with the running number of another member of the class, probably multiple different other members of the class. And it's generally given that the frames, the identity on the frames is the identity of the locomotive. Even if the wheels, the cylinder, the boiler, the smoke box, the cab, the tender, everything else came from another locomotive, they would still consider it the identity
It's
of
Trigger's
what the
Broom,
yeah.
or the Ship of Theseus.
Yes.
So, our final video tonight, and I really do want to get through a load, so we're going to have a proper big virtual tour. Probably on a weekend sometime, but here we are. It's Colin from Going to the Dogs. He says, here's a short video showing some weathered Revolution cargo wagons. Distressing these really brings the model alive.
Oh yeah, weathering can really add a lot, and also remind people that we had a very generous offer from Iron Horse Railways for any channel members. So it's anybody who appear with a green name in the chat. You are eligible for £5 if you send Iron Horse Railways your Monday Club pal brick. Iron Horse Railways will weather it and return it to you post-free. So all you pay is £5. And they are also available for commissions for any other items you might want to have weathered at the same time. They've come out really nice, and it just shows even subtle weathering.
Yeah,
is really absolutely tastefully done. Improves realism. I love your bullhead track. Actually, I don't think we've seen the track quite from that angle before. I love the bridge as well. You can see there, you can model a bridge without needing to actually model what's underneath the bridge. It's used railway that's been partially filled in. There's so many different justifications for that kind. I do like the Hornby ones, but I think that the Acura Scale 50s are going to be the biggest quantum leap. And we've got what looks as though I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, is that a Class 108 at the background in the Network Southeast livery?
Oh, the stream keeps dropping out as well.
Really sorry about nothing we can do.
It's sorry about
being
sorry. We don't know what's going on. We think we think it's a YouTube sound because everything else seems to be running fine.
Yeah, but we did have the red light of doom on this. I think it's a twofer. YouTube's messing about, but also Virgin Media is as well.
Oh, that's a great overhead view. Look at the the rivets, the ridges even. The weathering on there really highlights them.
Dirt, the ingrained dirt. You don't need to do over the top. Good night, 3B Rail. Thanks for joining us. Langton Road says, is it a 101? I'm not sure actually. Going to the Dog says, thanks for showing my video.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much for sharing
it with us.
So there we are. That's our last one for tonight because we are coming up to the end.
So we'll go a little bit longer just showing the trains running. I'll fire up all the sounds. Can't go too late tonight because I do have work in the moment.
But we are going to have a quick message from a certain William Loudon Sons.
Ah, yes. Exclusive Monday Club William Loudon Sons Palbrick Wagon is now available from Rails of Sheffield. Order yours now with confidence.
Hey, and there we are.
And that's William Loud showing you the Monday Club wagons are available. You'll find the link down below. takes you to Rails of Sheffield, and it's a great way of supporting the channel as well. They are in stock. The Palbridge selling quite well. Still available when I last checked, although I haven't had an update because the Oliver and John and Adam at Rails have all gone off to Dortmund. But it's okay because Akira Scale's over there as well. But they haven't taken New Junction with it. Richard Watson's been left behind to hold the fort. So,
Well, he must be trusted then.
no, he didn't have a passport.
They're not going to come back and find the place on fire or something like that. So he's just sat on the top going, I tried.
Sarah Davis says, I think Rails only had one left on Saturday. They'll just move some across. They've got some stock down in their warehouse, which is the website stock. So if it's selling out in the shop, they'll just move a few across. But it's good to see we're getting some great support on the Monday Club Wagon. We've also
really
got...
do appreciate it, guys.
Absolutely. We've also got the full merchandise down there as well. Do check that out. You can also head on over to Patreon and help support the channel so we keep making the videos that you want to see. And with just a recap on the news, Bachmann's big announcement, I think they overplayed it a little bit, was Holy War, one of the Hunslets, the Quarry Hunslets. It's a new, what's the word I'm looking for? New,
Wagon?
No, it's a locomotive, but they've used different mix of tooling parts to be able to. So she's different from any of the others.
A new variant.
New variants on the tooling. She was the last surviving running in commercial use Quarry Hunslet at Dinoric. Also, we went through some amazing news from Hattons. They have announced in like rapid fire succession new run of the P-Class, new run of the Andrew Barclays, new run of the Warwells, and a new run of the Bile Hack snowplows. And top recommendation, Bluebell, in that it's like the South Eastern and Chatham Railway livery, but it's in the Bluebell Railway's blue rendition of that. Incredibly strong seller last time, sold out quickly. They go for stupid money on the bay. So if you want one, you absolutely need to get that ordered now, or you will be disappointed, because my prediction is that will sell out. They've also got the South Eastern and Chatham Railway, really pretty, all lined out livery. They've done 3 different versions of that before. This is a new running number, and one of the liveries is one that they've never done before, which is the South Eastern and Chatham Railway simplified livery in green, never been offered before. Let me just fix that wagon. It's like going, oh, let me steal your focus.
White Wall Wheels says, why is Zoe coughing so much? And tell you that straight off, it's a combination of asthma and hay fever. It's the wrong time of year to be someone who can't breathe our Earth's air.
And a big hello to White Wall Wheels 1 Hardcore MOH. Long time no see. Oh.
A Monday clubber is never late, Toto Wagons, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Thanks, Gandalf. And one final note, we've mentioned it a couple of times through the stream, also at the start, but our utmost condolences to the sad passing of Bernie from Crossways Point Junction. We received word that sadly he passed away unexpectedly earlier this week, and he was a great supporter, not just of this channel, but so many other people. He was a long-time patron of this channel,
and he was a really well-respected member of the community.
Absolutely, I'm sure he shared videos and stuff with us as well.
Almost certainly.
And
I was actually looking for one to see if there was one in the buffer, and I didn't see one.
Well, we'll have a look back and see if we can maybe next week find some that he sent us, and we'll have a look just to remember him. But we're going to make him an honorary forever patron. He's been a patron of the channel for a long time, but we are going to keep his name on the end card, and we're going to do that in memory of the generosity that he showed, not just for this channel, but for so many other channels as well. So he will be sadly missed, and our condolences to members of his family and close friends. But until next time, this is me, Jenny Kirk, here, saying thanks for joining us. We had a great Monday Club with you guys. Thanks for sharing your videos. Thanks for all the chat. And of course, as ever, we've got the cupboard monkey causing a nuisance of itself. And until next time, you take great care of yourself. Happy modelling. Take care. Bye for now.
The train now departing is the 2107 service to Bolton Trinity Road, stopping at Mineth Tatis, Tatis Newith, Grove Street Yard, Eindhoven, Philadelphia somehow, and then on to Bolton Trinity Road. That's the 2107 service to Bolton Trinity Road. If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes. For every train there ever was has gathered there together, because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club. Good night.
Now, Ham Shackleton, it's the Class 73 running in electric mode is the sound you can hear. There it is on your screens now, on the laser display screens. Beep beep. Hey, what?
Wrong one. Wrong button.
Don't
Sorry.
do that to me. Oh, no. Nearly put me on screen again.
You're just confusing the computer now.
Yes.
The train now stopping at at platform 174 is the express train to Eindhoven by request. That's the train at platform 174.
Don't forget to tickle that like button, share the stream, and if you've not already done so, do please consider subscribing to the channel and ring that bell for full notifications. You can also find the full merchandise store down below for all your Billy's Replacement t-shirt needs.
Yes. Night night, guys. Take care.
Good night, everybody. Take care.